let's look at our third example. Our third example is a failing student attended class 39 times out of 45 that the class met. We want to know what percent of the classes did he attend, and in this problem we want to round to our answer to the nearest tenth of a percent. That means we never want to round an answer unless we're asked to do so. We never want to round an answer unless we're asked to do so. Okay, so we want to know a failing student attended class 39 times out of 45 that the class met. What percent of the classes did he attend? Okay, so we still need to identify the percent, the base, and the amount. And it says what percent, so it must mean the percent is the unknown. The percent must be the unknown. Now, what are we taking the percent of? The percent is of the classes. How many classes were there altogether? So our base, the percent of what is our base? So we want the percent of the classes. How many classes were there? Well, there's 45 classes. Notice 39 out of 45. Out of 45. So the base is 45. Remember, the base is always the original or the total amount. And 45 represents the total amount of classes that should have been attended. 45 represents the total amount of classes that should have been attended. So 45 is going to be our base. So can you guess what the amount is going to be? The amount must be, you're right, 39. The amount must be 39. Okay, percent is what we're looking for. The base is what we're taking the percent of, and we're taking the percent of the classes. And the total number of classes was 45, so that must be my base. And the amount then is 39. So now let's set up our proportion. We have amount over base equals the percent over 100. So we get 39 over 45 is equal to the percent, our unknown, over 100. Okay, now what we want to do is solve this, and remember that our answer is going to be rounded to the nearest tenth of a percent. So we're going to cross multiply. 39 times 100 is equal to 45 times x. 39 times 100 is 3,900. 3,900. 45x. To find x, we want to divide both sides by 45. And when we divide 3,900 by 45, we get 86.666, and it keeps on repeating. We get 86.666, and it keeps repeating. But this problem said round to the nearest tenth. Now the nearest tenth means one decimal place. So we only want one decimal place on this. So here's my first decimal, and I'm going to look to the number to the right. The 6 is 5 or greater, so that means that we're going to increase the number to the left by 1 and drop everything behind. So that's going to give us 86.7. And since that was the percent, we were looking for the percent, it means that 86.7% is the number of classes that he attended. Okay? 86.7% of the classes attending. And if he's failing, I ought to tell you, doesn't look like he's doing too good. 86 sounds pretty good, but when you miss a class, you know how much you miss. You really can't afford to miss a class. So this shows that even when you attend what sounds like a good amount, it really doesn't work out that way. Okay? Remember, if you have trouble with rounding, remember to go back to Unit 3 or the tape on rounding decimals. If you need some extra practice on this, or get a math instructor or lab tutor to help you. Any questions on this, make sure you ask someone for some help. Okay, our fourth example is going to be on commission. And you remember what we talked about on commission. It says a salesperson has a commission rate of 17%. She sells $32,500 worth of goods in a department store in 2 months. We want to know what her commission is. A salesperson has a commission rate of 17%, and she sells $32,500 worth of goods in a department store in 2 months. What's her commission? So again, we're going to identify the percent, the base, and the amount. The percent, again, fairly obvious, must be 17. The base is what we've got to decide. What is the commission based on? Commission is always based on the sales, how much somebody sells whatever they're doing. Okay, whether you're selling in a department store in this case, or whether you're selling automobiles, or selling Avon, or whatever you're selling. Okay, the commission is based on how much money you take in. Okay, it's how much you sell. So the base is going to be her sales. Remember, the base is always going to be the sales. And in this, it says she sells $32,500, so that must be my base, $32,500. So the amount is her commission. And remember, we said the commission was the amount. How much she makes is going to be the amount. How much of her commission is her amount. So that's going to be our unknown. Now, to do this, this is the actual commission. Okay, the amount is the actual commission, how much she's going to make, not how much the store makes, but how much she makes. So now we want to set this up in our proportion. Amount over base equals the percent over 100. The amount we said was X. The base was 32,500. The percent was 17 over 100. Now we want to solve this proportion. So we want to cross multiply, so we get X times 100 is equal to 32,500 times 17. And we're going to get 100X equals, now we want to multiply 32,500 times 17, and we get 552,500. Now if you use the comma or not, it won't make any difference at this point. Okay, 32,500 times 17 is 552,500. Now to find X, we want to divide both sides by the number that's with it, so we want to divide by 100. And that means X is going to be, looks like it's going to be $5,525. So she made $5,525. Okay, so the commission is $5,525. Now, how would you like to make that in 2 months? If you made that in 2 months, let's see, how much would that mean that you'd make per year? It looks like about 33,000. If we take 5,525 in 2 months, if you did that every 2 months, that means every other month, so multiply by 6 gives us about 33,000. That's not a bad way to start off living, is it? 33,000. Okay, any questions? Now remember, the commission is the amount, the sales are the base. The sales are the base when commission is used. Now let's look at a different commission problem, and this deals with real estate. Let's look at a different commission problem that deals with real estate.